Well, back tuning into today's video. We're going to do a bit of a June look ahead today. Have a look at the coming month. Have the update from the JMA model, as we always do on Friday, JMA Friday. So we'll have a look and see what that's showing for the coming month. Also have a look at the CFS and the Beijing Climate Centre. So quite a bit going on for the video. Hope you enjoy it. Before I get on with the June look ahead, though, just want to mention advertising. There's video ads. My page is at GazWebBiz.com. Hit play on the video ads. Be supporting GazWebBiz.com. Thanks very much for doing that. So these are the 500 millibar height anomaly charts from the Japanese model, broken down into weekly periods and going out through the next month. Of course, the first thing I have to tell you, I'm sure you know this anyway if you watch the videos regularly, but the British Isles on these charts is upside down, so we're just there, but it's fairly easy to work out what's going on. And for the coming week period, which takes us from the week of the 22nd to the 29th of May, so the final week of May, a week we're currently in, we've got below average height sitting down to the south, we've got above average height sitting up to the northeast of the country, area of high pressure there, and an area of high pressure out in the Atlantic as well. So the jet stream with that is doing something like this, going to the south and then coming up across the country, and actually the wind flow with that is generally easterly, southeasterly, maybe southerly at times. So it's not cold, it is a little bit unsettled, particularly to the south will be quite unsettled, but it isn't a cold flow that, because between the low pressure down to the southwest and the south, high pressure up to the north and the northeast, the winds are generally from a southeasterly or easterly direction. It won't be cold, actually could be quite warm at times with that sort of scenario. Now as we go out to the second week period, which takes us into June, this is the 29th of May to the 5th of June, still got the below average heights down to the south of the country, also to the west of the country as well, so low pressure there. High pressure with those yellow colours above average heights still signal really to be sitting to the east and the northeast. So again, very similar really, with the wind flow going something like that, generally southeasterly, southerly type influences. I'll just clear that and highlight it again, generally southerly or southeasterly influences. So again, it's not going to be cold, it may be unsettled to the west and the south, but temperatures will be holding up very nicely with that. It could be quite warm at times going into the start of June. And then as we go through to the second 2 weekly period, or the final 2 weekly period, I should say, this takes us from the 9th to the from the 5th to the 19th of June. It's a very similar idea really. We've still got these areas of below average height sitting to the west of the country. We lose the yellow to the east and the northeast, but nevertheless I think the idea really is still that high pressure is generally going to be to the east and the northeast of the country, although there is a bit of question mark about it. Again, the wind flow is probably going more southerly actually, if anything, because I think that trough is backing off a bit out into the Atlantic. So if anything, going into the middle of June, the idea is probably that the anticyclonic influences from the east and the southeast sort of start to become even more dominant. So it could dry out through that week period and it will stay quite warm, as I say, with the winds coming from a southerly direction. Do you think we could be in for a decent June this week? Certainly on the, this year, certainly on the basis of the Japanese model anyway. Let's have a look at the CFS version 2 700 millibar height anomaly chart for June. This is broken down into week period. This is for the whole of the month, and this is a pretty good anomaly for June again, with this area of orange and yellow sitting to the north and the northeast country. High pressure up there above average heights, low pressure with this trough out in the Atlantic, and again between the two, the winds are generally southerly, southeasterly, possibly easterly at times. So again, that's a warm scenario. The trough is out to the west. It could undercut the ridge at times, and possibly bring some unsettled conditions, particularly to England and Wales, possibly thundery conditions at times. But the temperatures, the main thing about this, that the temperatures I think will be holding up very nicely on the basis of this scenario going into June. So really got the Japanese and the American model, the CFS, both going for quite a warmish June here, I think. Temperatures holding up very nicely through the coming month. Of course, had a very long run of warm weather, started in December. If these models are right, this could be going on for yet another month. Have a quick look at the Beijing Climate Centre. These are 500 millibar height anomaly charts broken down into 10-day periods. And this first 10-day period will be taking us from the 31st of May to the 9th of June. Not quite as good on this one, actually. We have still got this ridge up here. Just show you where Brichard's is. We're just there. We have got this ridge up to the northeast, up over Scandinavia. So up there, it's okay. And we've got the trough, of course, out to west. So it's sort of a similar idea. Winds probably, again, generally easterly, southeasterly, possibly southerly at times through the first 10 days of June. It would be quite warm, I think, with that. But I think the ridge up to the northeast is probably not quite as influential. We may be more under that trough, actually, through those first 10 days. So it could be more unsettled on this, particularly to the west and the southwest, but all parts probably more unsettled, actually, than the JA and the CFS is indicating. Now, as we go through to the next 10-day period, which takes us from the 10th to the 19th of June, then we find the high pressure going more to the north. It's actually going up towards Iceland. So hints of northern blocking up there. And this trough is becoming more influential again off the Atlantic. So this is a more unsettled scenario, I think, that we're looking at on the Beijing Climate Centre for June. Winds are probably more sort of easterly, maybe even northeasterly now with that as well. So it's probably cooler, probably more unsettled through the middle 10-day period of June than the Japanese and the CFS, the American model, is indicating. And then finally to the final 10 days of June, taking us from the 20th to the 29th. Very different again, because we get high pressure veins sitting to the south of Greenland. So the idea is that we've got retrogression going on here. We're taking the high pressure out from Scandinavia at the start of June, moving it to the north of Scotland around Iceland through the middle of June. By the time we get through to the end of June, we're actually sending that high pressure towards Greenland. And obviously, underneath that, we've got a trough of low pressure setting up here around Brichard's. And the winds now, with this, will be coming probably from northeasterly or even a northerly direction. So that turns increasingly cool, increasingly unsettled as we move through June, and particularly as we turn from the middle of June to the latter stages of June, increasingly cool and increasingly unsettled on that sort of scenario that Beijing is going for. So, and of course the Japanese doesn't quite go out to this final week or so of June either, so we can't really say that the Japanese wouldn't go for this type of scenario, although there's no real evidence of it on that final 2-week period from the JMA. But it's interesting that the Beijing is a lot cooler and a lot more unsettled, particularly going to the second half and the latter stages of the coming month, whereas the Japanese and the CFS sort of seeing quite a warm month coming up once again. I've got to do the June month head forecast before much longer. I'll have to start thinking about that once we get into the start of June, so it'll be interesting to see quite how that what I go for with that one. Now, we've got some big showers coming up again today. Here's the latest radar picture from the weather outlook, and we've got most of the showers in the west and the southwest today. Eastern parts, which really got hammered yesterday by those violent thunderstorms, a lot calmer today, and the showers are out towards the west. Have we got any lightning at the moment? Let's have a look at the lightning detector device. And, well, no, not really. Not much showing up. But there could be some lightning being set off in those showers out to the west and the southwest through the course of this afternoon. Just go quick back to the radar picture, and again that's where the worst of the conditions is, out to the west and the southwest. I think east there is probably not too bad this afternoon. There's going to be a lot of cloud around, but I don't think we get too many showers bubbling up really from the Midlands eastwards and southeastwards. It's going to stay largely dry, but from the Midlands west and northwest there's going to be more big showers developing through the course of the afternoon. Let's have a look at the high resolution Euro 4 model. This is from website Weather Online. This is the rainfall forecast for the next couple of days. We see that there's where the showers are. Again, a good representation of the conditions at the moment, with the rain mainly out to west and the southwest of the country. I'm very impressed with the Euro 4 model, how it's dealing with these thundery showers as they're developing day by day. It does seem to be picking up broadly speaking, on the areas that are being hit. And notice the east and the southeast largely dry on this forecast. This was the forecast for midday, going on to 6 o'clock in the evening. Again, the suggestions that the rainfall is really congregated around Wales, shifting up towards northwestern parts of England as well. So that's where the heavy showers, possibly thunderstorms, going to be, and tailing back into southwest England, largely dry from the Midlands east and southeastwards. And as we move up towards midnight, things do calm down a lot, but it's only a brief respite, because by the time we get through 6 o'clock in the morning, more showers are starting to develop to the south and the east of the country, with some thunder mixed in with them. And there we go, as we go through to Saturday, widespread showers, if not longer spells of rain through Saturday morning, breaking out across much of England and Wales. Could be big showers mixed in there. And then as we go through to Saturday afternoon, the more persistent sort of showery rain shifting up towards northern England, lots of heavy thundery showers or thunderstorms following to the south of the country. And as we go through to midnight on Sunday, the worst of the conditions starts to ease again as the sort of heat radiates out of the atmosphere. The showers start to be limited, but it looks like we're going to be having more big showers as we go through into Saturday. Could be a very unsettled start to bank holiday weekend. And talking of the bank holiday weekend, I'll do a quick sort of final update on the bank holiday weekend on the events page this evening. So if you're interested in what may be happening over bank holiday weekend, come back to the events page this evening. I will do a bit of an update, then a final one for the late spring bank holiday weekend. But big showers in the west today, if not longer spells of rain, and then widely across the country on Saturday. As far as June is concerned, it's an uncertain picture. I do think you'll have a warmish June. That's my hunch. I think you'll have another warm month. But if Beijing is right, it starts off not too bad, quite warm, and then it turns a lot cooler and more unsettled as we go through the month. It'll be interesting to see how things pan out for June. In any case, that's it for now. Weekend forecast tomorrow. Let's come back to that. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.